Yori Aoshi is a romantic harem comedy that focuses on Kaoru Hanabishi, who is the heir to his family's estate and business. The Hanabishi family arranges for Kaoru to marry a woman from another wealthy family, Aoi Sakuraba. The marriage was arranged when they were only children, so they've had a bond with each other for as long as they can remember. However, due to dramatic complications within the Hanabishi family, Kaoru decides to leave the family, and this also breaks his engagement with Aoi. In the beginning of the series, we see Kaoru and Aoi meet each other for the first time in many years, but they have both grown and do not recognize each other. Aoi leaves on her own to meet Kaoru after many years, and it isn't until she gets lost, meets him, and goes back to his apartment that she realizes that this was the one that she was engaged to as a child. This story from episode 1 starts off to be a true love romantic story, with Aoi living in Kaoru's apartment, doing his chores and cooking for him while he's away at college during the day. But this peaceful life gets shaken up when Aoi's caretaker finds her and demands that she returns to her family. Due to their feelings for each other, Aoi wishes to stay with Kaoru, and because of Aoi's mother and Aoi's caretaker wishing to see her happy, they allow Kaoru to come back and live with them, but there are a few stipulations. Because of Kaoru's troubled past, he refuses to return to his family and rightfully regain his engagement to Aoi. And Aoi is from a wealthy family, and if word gets out that she is in a relationship with a commoner, it will be seen as a scandal. So Aoi and her caretaker manage to move into a separate house owned by the Sakuraba family where Kaoru can live, but he's got to live outside in this beat-up old shed. So as the story progresses, some of Kaoru's female friends from college will come to his house for one reason or another. Because they have to keep their relationship a secret, Aoi's caretaker decides that she will act as the manager of an apartment building that Kaoru is staying at, and that Aoi will be the landlord. In time, Kaoru's female friends from college will come to this house and think that it's just an apartment, and they will begin to live there. This is where I have a bit of a problem with the story. Yori Aoshi tries to be both a true love story and also a harem, but they actually cancel each other out. It fails to be a true love story because while Kaoru and Aoi do get to have a few romantic moments alone together, a lot of the time you will actually see Aoi cooking and cleaning in this apartment building, and if I didn't know any better, I would think that she is just a maid instead of Kaoru's fiancé. And it fails to be a proper harem because from episode 1, Kaoru jumps headfirst into this obligation that he was given as a child and never looks back. While Aoi is a sweet and innocent girl who is willing to devote her entire life to Kaoru, they don't really get to know much about each other before they just jump into this engagement. Because of this devotion to Aoi, this negates any hope of this being a true harem either. In this series, Kaoru will share some special moments alone with many of the other women. He gets to learn a lot more about these women, and occasionally there will be a random romantic or intimate moment. But because of his devotion to Aoi, he just feels guilty in all of these situations because he just thinks about how she feels. Regardless to what happens in the series, his love for Aoi is unshakable, so there's really no need for these other women to be here. Typically in harem stories, the main character struggles to decide which woman he will choose to be with, but that's not the case here. I honestly think that this series would have been better without the true love element or without the harem element. However, as the story continues, the harem of women become more of a family for Kaoru, filling the void of loneliness which he has felt his entire life. But throughout this series, the relationship does see its hardships in trying to get approval from Aoi's family. This anime is split up into 2 seasons, and the second season is more of a bonus. It's not really necessary to watch the second season, but it did contain 2 of my favorite episodes from the series. Going through the series, I personally did not care for Aoi. I personally would have preferred Kaoru to end up with Tina Foster, the blonde-haired American that we see right back there. She is his closest college friend. Tina Foster is a loudmouth party girl who is the life of every event she takes place in. But in contrast, she has a very soft inner personality that she keeps to herself. She has true feelings for Kaoru, but nothing ever happens just because of the way the story is written. I actually picked up the visual novel for Yori Aoshi. It was about $6, and seeing as how I was a bit disappointed with the series, I was expecting to replay the story of the series and choose Tina Foster's route in the end. But the story of this visual novel actually takes place within the anime series, so that's a bit of a disappointment as well, and there are also no hentai scenes. While I was somewhat disappointed with the series, don't let that discourage you from watching it yourself. If you liked what you've heard about the series thus far, then give it a shot. Go ahead, try it out. But if you're actually interested in this series, then I recommend you to check out the manga. The manga is finished. It's 17 volumes long, and it's actually considered seinen, which means it's for a more mature audience. The manga takes the story more seriously and goes a lot further than the anime does. Overall with the series, the art style was great, the animation was great, the sound was great, the English voice acting, it was decent, it wasn't really bad. But I'd say if you're looking for a more serious story, then definitely check out the manga. If you're interested in a true love anime or manga, then I recommend you to check out Mysterious Girlfriend X the anime, or the manga to 5 centimeters a second. But if you're interested in a harem anime series, then check out either Demon King Daimao or Rosario Vampire. So if you've seen the anime to Yori Aoshi, or if you've read the manga or played the visual novel, then let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.